Hello guys, this is Pap from Pap back at it again, and today we have finally the Predaplants video, the first one. There could be more in the following days guys, so stay tuned of course, but before jumping right to it, just a couple of announcements. First thing guys, Pokemon Pocket, the new game is out, so I'm gonna stream it with my girlfriend, with my fiance today. So of course we're gonna give you a notification in the Discord, in PapTruck's Discord, whenever we're gonna decide to stream. We are in the first step of the game, so we can figure out a lot of things together. We're gonna of course have a lot of duels and also hopefully a lot of pack openings, so stay tuned for that, and follow the channel that you can find in the helm of this. I game you please, and thank you. The other announcement of course guys, of course we're gonna stream as always today, could be even a little bit earlier because I have some time, but we'll see. I'm gonna of course notify you in Discord as well for this stream, and now we can jump right into it. So I'm here with Predaplant, and yeah, I know this is the toxic skill, so we know this is toxic, 100% guaranteed, even though I have to be honest, when I used the skill against Lyrilusk, I did not feel it as toxic, considering taking into account what I was facing. So yeah, this is the toxic skill, but of course with a little bit of spice, we got two cards added to this compared to the version that we played during the stream on Wednesday. Two key cards that are the Gastric Alucard. So the way to get rid of your opponent's back row is Alucard and not Phoenix, because so that you're not forced to discard a card to pop the back row, and eventually this, if he survives, he can pop another card in the next turn because he has a couple of materials to detach. Second key card that is even more important in this case is the Predaplant. So I don't know how I could sleep on this, but this is literally one of the best one, even better than the Predaplant. And why is that? Well, what happens is that somehow you can find yourself dealing with back rows that actually gets rid of your Ambulomelides, or also it can happen that you need to tribute your own Ambulomelides to summon the Scorpio and get the Cobra out for the search of the fusion card or the Super Poly. But if you get rid of your own Ambulomelides, you can find yourself struggling to finding a fusion monster to use as a fusion material for the summon of Dragostapelia, and here comes the Predaplant. After you tribute the Ambulomelides, or if it was just destroyed, what you can do, we can just bring it back from the graveyard with the Predaplant, and eventually fusion summon with it to get your Dragostapelia out, and that is actually the best option. So let's go through the cards. Of course I have only one Scorpio. To be honest, I would play at least two for an eventuality when you could use a second Scorpio's effect in a late duel. So if you go first and you use Scorpio's effect, you might want to have at least another one for your turn 3 to use the effect again. So yeah, 2 would be probably ideal. 2 Cobra are mandatory, not 3 because you don't need 3, but 2 are mandatory because if it happens that you draw one, at least you have the other one in your deck that you can special summon with either the effect of Scorpio or the effect of Ambulomelides to trigger its effect and search your Super Poly or your fusion card. Then we got, let's go actually first through the Predaplant stuff. Your hand trap, that of course works against everything, every deck except Lyrilusk, because Lyrilusk can just bypass this. Even if you summon this card, they can just keep on attacking directly, they don't care. But against any other deck, this is super cool, and it's very nice because it gives a way to pop your opponent's monster, and it also gives you a search when it gets destroyed. Brilliant. Also, don't forget about it, guys. I forgot in the replays, but don't forget during a duel, so you can actually use these from the field to the grave with the polymerization and get another search. Don't forget about it. Then we have the Biblisp core card, but a 2 I feel is just fine. I was playing 3, but a 2 it just feels fine. This is your main searcher. If you go first, probably is the card you want to search first, so that you go polymerization fuse with it and get the search of your Scorpio eventually most of the time. Then we got the Hydra, just one, searchable with the skill, searchable with almost any card of the Predaplant archetype. This is your boy. When you go second, you put the skill, you put the counter with the skill, and then you go Hydra by... This is your Kaiju. You get rid of your opponent's monster by tributing it. That's super nice. Then we got the Klamidosundyu. So this is very nice. It counts as an additional polymerization. If you get to special summon Scorpio either with Practice or with the effect of Ambulomelides, your normal summon has to be the Klamidosundyu, so that you have an additional fusion summon just with its effect. For the rest of the Predaplants cards, we have one Predaplast as a backroad that you can search turn 1 to have more counters to put and basically more negations. The Predaplast, the Practice that you can use only if you're planning to summon the Ghostrik Alucard. Just do it first and then use Practice, because Practice locks you into only fusion summon, but only after this effect resolves, so you're chilling. Pruning, fundamental to get your Ambulomelides back and basically a fusion monster to fusion summon your Dragostapelia. Triple fusion recovery, this gives you so much card advantage. It's, in my opinion, it's a 3 caveat mandatory, because it also works with the skill. Like, you can literally have triple fusion recovery in your hand and still not break, because you can reveal 2 and get the fusion, the skill going. And what else we have? The Super Poly, of course, and then it comes the Spice. Triple axial fusion. I explained this in the stream on Wednesday, but I'm gonna tell you this again. This is better than the King of the Swamp. This is better than the King of the Swamp. Why is it like that? Because King of the Swamp can search poly, but you don't really need to search poly because we do not play polymerization. We got the polymerization from outside our deck with the skill. So you wanna play something that counts as a substitute material, but it's dark, so you can use it to summon either your Dragostapelia or also your Chimera Flesia, other than your Millenniumizer Shriek. And don't forget the Mud Dragon of the Swamp. This is literally a very nice card. I know the most annoying backer and the most common backer right now is Book of Eclipse that does not target. That's something that we all know. But it's still nice to have something that makes all of your monsters untargetable by card effects for the whole turn. That's super nice, either when you go first than when you go second. That's lovely. And you can summon this with any Dark Exile Fusion plus any other Predaplant monster, because you need 2 monsters with the same attribute, so both the Dark, of course, but with different types. And this is, of course, Rock, while all the other ones are Blends. And then we have, of course, the king of this deck, in my opinion, Millenniumizer Shriek, that you can summon with a Dark Exile Fusion and any other stuff. Keep in mind, this can be one of your main play turn 1 just to stop the hand traps, like Effect Vader, like DD Crow. You can just stop that with the Millenniumizer Shriek on the field, because they discarded to activate the effect of the hand trap, and you chain the effect of Icer Shriek, steal that from the grave, and negate the effect. And that's why we played the Relinquished Fusion. Keep in mind, in this deck, they do not, I mean, they are still kind of like a dead card if you do not have the Dark Exiled Fusion either in the grave or in your hand, but still not that brick, because they are, if you draw them, you can actually reveal them for the skill. And also you can search this if you need it with the Cobra. Cobra can search also this, so that's super nice. And for the rest of the extra, 1 Starving Venom is totally fine, 2 Dragostapelia are needed, 1 Chimera Flesia, very nice when you have to go second and you need some more removal eventually. Demon Dragon is here, just 1 is fine, couple of Millenniumizer Shriek and 1 Alucard in your children. The only card that I am in doubt with is the Predaplant. Sometimes can be nice, especially as a way to grab more card, but if I have to be honest with you, if there was one card that if someone comes at me and says, you have to remove 1 card from this deck, would you remove? I say the Predaplant. I don't know, you can search it, but now that I'm playing the Predapruning, you're just gonna go for the Predaplanting most of the time. Now this has a nice effect from the grave, that's true, but I don't know, I feel, because you still need the monster from the handle field, so with all this recovery fusion, maybe the Predaplant is not needed. And of course guys, I'm not playing the back rows, but feel free to play triple Book of Eclipse. You can't use Ice Dragon Prison, but you can play, of course, Crackdowns and stuff like that. I would suggest probably the Book of Eclipse just to get rid of birds when they go second. Even though you have multiple ways to stop them when you go second, like for example, with the Millenniumizer Restrict, you can just stop them by stealing the Cobalt from the grave, thus basically making everything super smooth and nice. Anyway guys, that's everything for the explanation. Hope everything was clear. In any case, of course, you can leave a comment in section down below. I'll be happy to help, of course, as always. And let's jump right into the replays. Guys, just so that you know, before starting, I used this deck to reach Legend 1 already, so I'm already Legend Rank 1 with the Predaplant deck. Now, keep in mind, the first couple of lures were from the King of Games from yesterday, and now instead, and then I had some replays from the Platinum rank, so you're gonna see a lot of variety in this. And let's see what we have first. It's us to go first against Takon, that I faced surprisingly a lot in the King of Games rank. So we started with the Ambulomeldes by fusion summoning the Biblisp, as you could see, to get the search of the Clemison, and then to get also the search of the Ambulomeldes. I had all of the cards I wanted, that's why I didn't search any spell. Then the Ambulomeldes to tribute itself and get the Scorpio. Scorpio discards a monster to summon the Cobra. Cobra gets us the Super Polymerization, and then I went Fusion Recovery to get the Poly and the Biblisp actually, and then Predaplanting to get the Ambulomeldes back, as I told you. So now that we can go Polymerization and summon the Dragostapelia. We have a couple of back rows, but actually one is pre-dead because it's the Relinquished Fusion, so we just said that. Maybe I should have said just so that if he has a back row removal, he would have 50-50 chance to get it. So he's got, unfortunately, a lot of light monster. He went with Seifer's effect. I decided to negate it, not to give him to get card advantage. So he's got the dragon coming back, and that's still nice because the dragon is a dark monster that I can fusion summon with the Super Poly. Keep in mind that unfortunately Takon is light, so we can't fusion with it. He's got the Barians, he's got the Nebula Dragon already, so the strategy Seifer was just something more. So he's got a couple of monsters straight away. He didn't search for the counter trap, so that means he has a counter trap ready to activate already in his end. So he went straight away into the Photon Dragon. Then he went with the effect, I went Super Poly to go straight away into the Fusion Dragon. Why? Because I wanted to dodge the pop and actually get rid of one of his monsters. Biblisp was discarded, so we got another search. We got the Hydra for next turn eventually. Then he's got the Blade Dragon, but of course if he pops the Starving Venom Dragon, just happens that, but he has the Takon, so he can negate the Starving Venom. At this point he's going all in, but we keep him on. We got the Saracenian, so he attacks that, he goes for a little, but guess what, Saracenian says no thank you. He also attacks, so Saracenian pops and search. Brilliant. At this point, we got the exactly what we needed, I guess. We got also first the thing to get rid of that. Not the best move, probably, because now we could have just relinquished Fusion, summoned the Millenniumizer Restrict, steal that with the quick play spell card, and at this point we would have lethal because that was a 3200, and the eventually after using, actually we don't need Hydra, but we could have just summoned any of the other monster and then triple summon the Hydra to go for lethal. But even if we didn't have lethal this turn, of course, we with just one card, he couldn't do that much. We also had, of course, the negation of a Millenniumizer Restrict. That's how you did, my boys. There you go. I was here on my 7th win in a row, but I gotta be honest with you, a couple of guys just surrendered as soon as I saw that I was using this skill. So it's us to go first again, and we have the combo also with the Dark Exiled Fusion. So we got the Poly, of course, first thing first, and we got also the Biblisp. So Cobra plus Biblisp into Ambulomeldes. So we got the Search of Ambulomeldes and the Biblisp to get the Chymoson Lu. Then Predaplanting again. We went with the I set that monster because I didn't know where to summon. Maybe I should have summoned the Clamison than Liu, but my purpose here was to tribute this because I don't need it in my hand to get the Scorpio out, and the Scorpio of course to summon the Cobra. Cobra is getting me the fusion recovery. Now we can go on with the fusion recovery and get the Biblis back and the polymerization. Then I went Predaplanting to get the Clamison then Liu. Super nice. That's what I discarded with the Scorpio. So in the end we still had both the Clamison then Clamidosandu, sorry guys, and the Ambulomelides to basically have double these to summon the Dragostapelia, these to have an additional fusion summon. So we went into the Dragostapelia straight away, of course to have the negation, then polymerization this time to go into Starving Venom Fusion Dragon just in case he pops. This was Takon again. So we got the Relinquished Fusion now eventually. It started with the Book of Moon, that's fine. So we have no negation, but it went with the Nebula Dragon, Starlight Seaford's effect, as you can see there. At this point I went with Relinquished Fusion to get my Millenniumizer Restrict out, and he used the effect, but at this point we're gonna steal that. So look at it. We still have the negation out. It's got the trade-in to draw a couple of cards, but it's got nothing. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Another one going first, guys. I wanted to show you first the replays going first because you know that this deck going second is just crazy because of the skill, right? So going first this time we got the Fusion Recovery, that's nice. I revealed a couple of cards, so I got the Biblis to have an additional search. Then the Polymerization to get the two monsters into Ambulomelides. Of course the Biblis is gonna search us a card and also the Ambulomelides. We got the Saracenian with the Biblis and the Predaplanting with the Ambulomelides. Then Fusion Recovery to get the cards back to my hand, and I went Ambulomelides to tribute itself and get the Scorpio. Scorpio discard the Biblis to get the Cobra. Cobra searches for the Super Poly, and here the Super Poly is super needed because against Rockets, of course, you can summon the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon because all of the Rockets monsters are dark. So then Predaplanting to oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So Predaplanting actually to get the Ambulomelides back. We fusion summoned the Dragostapelia, and then we set the triple cards we got, and we also have something to discard for the Super Poly. It started with the skill, then Riot Dragon, and then I activate Predaplant because I knew at a certain point I'm gonna put a counter on that. So I want the search because what happens with the Predaplant is that when a monster with a counter gets sent to grave, you got a search, super nice, and you get to put the counter with the Dragostapelia. So it's got the Heavy Interlock, gets the Borderlord Riot Dragon to as the first special summon. That's fine. That the Quad Borderlord Dragon at this point, Dragostapelia to negate the Quad Borderlord. We're chilling because now we still get the negation with the counters. It's got a couple of boys on the field and then Link Summon into Borderlord Dragon, but he's not done yet. Look at this. It's got the Predaplant gets us a search. Then it's got the Banish Tree, Levianeer play, one of the best deck going second, but guess what? Predaplust to negate those effects, and as soon as he enters the battle phase, Super Poly to discard the Biblisp, get rid of the Ritual and the Link to summon Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and plus Biblisp getting us a search, Starving Venom becoming super big straight away. He's attacking, we don't care, Predaplust protect. And at this point, how do you get rid of it? Simply by summoning the Dosenju, let's show that, to summon the Chimera Flesia. It is level 1 because of the counter, so Chimera Flesia can just banish that. And we got also the search with the Predaplant, and we can just go for lethal. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Here we go, my boys, going second this time. Let's see what are we facing. 30 card deck, and it is 5 permission tanky, so he's got Ancient Warriors, a deck that a lot of you actually love to use, and it's a very good one, but unfortunately he's facing probably one of the best deck going second. So let's speed things up. It's gonna end with a couple of back row, actually just one back row that is probably the trap card, and then it's got these that can pop, I guess, right? And these that can bounce. So we're gonna of course get rid of the ones that bounce first with the skill, put the counters, and then of course Hydra to tribute that and get rid of it. And he went with Lufeng to pop it. I don't understand why, honestly. Just Maybe because he wanted to banish the draw, but still, Scorpio to begin with, summoning the Cobra. Keep in mind we're losing life points because the effect of the Rebellious Lu Fang is that I have to pay 400 for each effect that I activate. So, not Lu Fang, but it was actually the other one. But still, we got the search, we got a couple of search with Biblisp and the Cobra, then Ghostrick Alucard to force the back row, so he activate that straight away. At this point, Super Poly to get rid of both the monsters he had for the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and the duel is already ended there. Because we already have Lethal, he noticed, that's how you do it, my boys, there you go. We're going second again this time, and we're facing Sky Striker. So let's speed things up. That was not a crazy turn one, but he milled exactly what he needed. He milled the Predaplanting, actually not this. I think he has another one. Engage to get another Vector Blast. There you go. Now the second Vector Blast he milled. Look at this. He milled. Can I see it, dude? Okay, on the right. I want to show you that after, actually. But he milled the Super Poly, so you have no access to Super Poly, as you can see there. So here he comes. He milled the Super Poly and also the Relinquished Fusion. I mean, the Relinquished Fusion can be nice because he has an effect from the grave, but actually milling the Super Poly was just out of luck. So it's us to go. Of course, we're gonna get the token on that. We got the Predaplanting from the grave, because keep in mind, with this skill you can search also from the grave. That is just broken. Then Ambulomalides to begin with. I did not use Hydra because I wanted to use Ambulomalides to tribute that monster with the counter, so that I got the effect and then I get to summon a monster from the deck. There is of course Scorpio. The effect of Ray activates straight away, of course. And I got the Cobra to get the Fusion Recovery. Then Fusion Recovery, look at how many cards I have in my hand. That is just too much, dude. Then Polymerization to go into the Millenniumized Restrict, as you can see. And then Alucard there to have Lethal. But I went first with the effect of Relinquished Fusion to target the Ray. You activate the effect to just dodge it, but keep in mind we can use then the effect of Restricted to steal that, so nothing happens in the end. At this point, I didn't know I forgot he has 5,500 life points, so I just went attacking. I could have just revived something, even though it was still not enough. I was going for the revive of the Cobra, but 1,000 was not enough, right? Yeah, still not enough. So we got the Aria, he's got the Aria Zidio, then Afterburners to pop the Ambulomalides, wrong choice. Widow Anchor to steal that, but guess what? Alucard to pop the back row, Restrict, steals it, and he just at this point, he just has to scoop, because he can't do nothing. That's how you do it, my boys. Rank up. There you go. In this case, we have a three win in a row. So he's got United Pendulum, so it's probably gonna be Magi Spectres. It's him to go first. Let's see what he has. He's got Yogama, of course, going second. This skill is just crazy because you can basically put a counter on something that can't be targeted nor destroyed. So that's brilliant. So we started with the counter, got the Hydra out, and then Hydra to tribute summon that boy, and now he has triple back rows, right? So I went Polymerization to begin with into the Ambulomalides, and this was a misplay. So when you have triple sat against, what you want to do is actually go for the Madragon of the Swamp, so you become untargetable. I realized that he had something to activate that, so I first went into Ghostrick Alucard to pop one of those, and was the wrong one, because this has tribute a wind monster, but he has no monster to tribute. So I went with the Fusion Recovery, got the Poly out. At this point I went the Dosenju to get the Dragostapelia, and only at the end I realized I should have gone into the Madragon of the Swamp. And as soon as I activate the effect, all dark, he can't target. At this point he had no more delay, he scooped after the Madragon. I don't know why he was waiting though. I think he didn't read Madragon, but keep in mind, the only misplay of this deck, guys, is that the first thing you need to do is Madragon of the Swamp. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Last but not least, guys, this was should have been my 6th win in a row, but I lost because of time. But it was a brilliant duel, and I had a couple of misplays, but still. It's him to go first, and as you can see, he's gonna search. He's gonna have either the Super Poly and the Predaplant. Okay, that's a crazy card as well. So he's got the Super Poly, as you can see. So polymerization to get the Ambulomelides, searching the Biblisp and the Predaplant. So we know he has Super Poly and Predaplant and the Predaplant. Fusion Recovery already in his hand. Polymerization again. Dragostapelia, Biblisp, then Predapruning to get that back. Another fusion summon, second Dragostapelia. So basically he has a couple of things, and I did a misplay because I did not put the counter. I don't know why I didn't put the counter, so I just started with the polymerization, getting the Ambulomelides out, but of course he can just negate that. So we can't negate the Biblisp, of course, but he can just negate the Ambulomelides. Wrong. Then we got the Sundew to the hand, so I went with the Predaplant to special summon the Sundew, so to force him to negate again. Second Dragostapelia negated, and that's okay. Now he has the back row still, so we went with the Scorpio to decide to summon the Cobra, but he decided to negate the Cobra with the Predaplant. Look at that. So everything at level 1, that's super sad. At this point, the only thing we could do was just to tribute the only monster in attack position with the Hydra from the grave, so that we have only in defense and we adjust the weight. But we also have the Saracenian. Now look at this, fusion recovery to get another fusion recovery to get even more cards in hand. That's just crazy. Super Poly, kind of wasted in my opinion, to go into the Chimera Felicia with just my monsters. So now we can banish one. Biblisp gets a search. Now Chimera Felicia to banish one of my monsters, then polymerization again into another Ambulomelides that is gonna search another Predaplant card, that is the Biblisp again. At this point he's just attacking, and then as soon as he got that, Saracenian does what he has to. So he puts the counter so it does not get destroyed, but we still got the search, and that was everything we needed because we can just take that damage and survive. And now look at the amazing play that I was able to pull out, even though I couldn't complete it because of time. But look at this. We got Starving Venom Invasion to get the counter now correctly on one of those, so getting rid of the first negation, it just has another one. At that point, Fusion Recovery to get the polymerization and the Saracenian, probably not the best pick, but still. Then Predapruning to summon the Ambulomelides. Ambulomelides can use its effect to search, and Dragostapelia decided to negate exactly what we needed, because now at this point we just polymerization into Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, using the Hydra to reduce the attack of Ambulomelides, because of course we're gonna go Starving Venom, stealing the attack of Dragostapelia, going for lethal to the Ambulomelides in attack position. But unfortunately I finished the time, but that would have been just brilliant and an insane comeback. That's almost how you do it, my boys. There you go. That is my take on Predaplants. Hope you enjoyed this. We're gonna have some more tries, of course, with this deck. Also, the other skill, a lot of you guys suggested me the other skill that is not toxic at this one. We'll see. We'll see also today in the stream. So, guys, today double appointment with us. Double stream, one with Paptrix and the second one with iGameU happening later. So during the stream with Paptrix, I'm gonna remind you of the stream we on the iGameU channel, hoping that all of you that are interested in Pokemon Pocket will come and see. Guys, that's everything for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.